Hey Flyers, welcome back to the channel. We have a fun project on the bench today. Stay tuned at the end and we're going to show you the comparison with NACA ducts and without. Here's an official definition of NACA duct I found online. My project today isn't exactly a NACA duct, but let's not split hairs, it's close enough. We're just doing a little modeling and having a little fun. I did find though that adding additional air inlets made a difference. Wait till the end. I didn't want to just cut holes into the fuse, but I remembered that other companies offered these hidden additional air inlets that made it look really cool and were functional. So I bought some for less than 20 bucks and decided to give it a try. The real challenge to the project was where to locate them. I thought it would look better having the convex duct on the convex fuse, but I found that that was not going to work out. The ESC and the wires actually go right down the middle of the spine of the plane, so they had to be located off to the side a little. This is the general location where they will fit. You have to take into account the wing spar and the aileron wires, which you have to avoid. This is the location of the aileron wires, so the ducts cannot be located any further back. Now these ducts are designed for a 90mm plane, so they're kind of big. I thought trimming them down would make it a little bit more scale for the plane. I mocked them up here with some silver duct tape and then attached them just to see what it would look like, and I was happy with that look, so I went ahead and put them in the miter box and trimmed off a piece, trying to make both sides equal in width. Here's what they look like after being trimmed. I thought the shape would really fit in this location, but as I said, they cannot go right on top of the spine. I also had to think about how far forward they could go. I didn't want them to interfere and have to cut into the battery bay. After a lot of looking and measuring, I settled on this spot. There is a channel that goes right down the spine of the plane and it's covered with a plastic sheathing. You'll see the left side there is actually butting up right against it. I couldn't go any further. Here you can see I got them both cut out. Now, as I mentioned, this is for a 90mm plane. Each duct has 2 springs. I ended up removing one from each side. It was too stiff with both springs. After a little cutting and modeling, I got the ducts to move freely and I trimmed out enough to get them to fit flush. Now, one option would be to paint the ducts to match the paint scheme on the top. I think that would kind of camo them in a little bit better and they wouldn't be as noticeable. After I was done testing all the clearances, I did glue them in and spackled them with some lightweight wall spackle. The final step was to use some touch-up paint to try to blend it in as best I could. I went to the local hardware store with a piece of the plane and they were able to match the color. All right, we're getting closer to testing. Here's what it looks like when you're giving it full throttle. The ducts do move in and actuate in, sucking in more air. To test the ducts in a more stock configuration, I did tape them up and made sure that they would not draw in any air when the motor was engaged. Now for testing, I'm going to be using these 2700 size China Hobby Line packs. The actual absolute number in these test results really doesn't matter because it's going to depend on the battery brand, the C rating, the capacity, the internal resistance, and probably other factors. Here we're just going to test the difference. For each test, I did charge the battery fresh to make sure it was full. And here's the testing with the NACA duct closed. You can see here with the NACA duct taped up, no air is being drawn in. And this is the max amount I got on this particular battery with the NACA duct closed. The next step was to take the tape off and test with them open. And this is the testing with it open. As you can see, there is a noticeable difference with some additional air ducts. So after doing the math, it added about 145 grams of thrust. So overall, I consider this experiment a success. It was fun and functional. As usual, please consider subscribing, and once the weather gets a little better, we'll be taking the plane out and testing it with the new air ducts.